Hello there, my name is Ray. I'm with Team S.T.E.A.M. and today I'm out behind Flash Industrial Painting looking to do the very first of the many steps that it's going to take to bring this 2007 Kenworth back to life. Okay, now this is I think it's an '07, I haven't actually checked, Kenworth W900 sleeper truck. And if you've watched very many of my videos here recently at all, you've seen where I keep doing these blue and white trucks over and over for the same outfit that are cleaning them up, fixing anything that needs to be fixed, putting new tires on them, new exhaust if it needs it, whatever parts it needs, paint jobs on every one of them, and then sending them to an auction, even with a full tank of fuel. And this is the first of the sleeper trucks for them that we've done. We've done, I don't know, you'd have to go back and count, 7 or 8, at least 6 of the day caps for them just within the last year. And now this is the first of the sleeper trucks that we're doing. And as far as sleepers are concerned, this one is pretty normal how beat it is. It's got a lot of dents in it, but not a lot considering the mileage and the year of the truck, you know, and that sort of thing. That's pretty normal. Chassis is rotting like they get. You can see swelling and rust, all sorts of spots like they get, you know. And so today I'm out behind Flash Industrial, and I'm going to get this chassis all sandblasted, brought back to nice bare metal, get this truck pulled in the shop today so we can get going on it. All right, well, here it is first thing the next morning. I got this chassis sandblasted yesterday and got the truck pulled in last night. And now here this morning, the crew's going to be here any minute. They're going to go ahead and wipe this thing down with thinner, pull everything off of it that we're going to pull off of it, and get to masking on it. While they're doing that, I've got a few outside projects that I'm busy on here today. All right, we got the mirrors taken off the hood off both sides, air cleaners off both sides, exhaust off the other side. On this side, just getting ready to pull this one. I've got all the bolts out of it. It's ready to go. I always do this on the driver's side of the truck, just so put together day is a little more simple. Now everybody's wiping this thing down with thinner, getting ready to start masking. Now here's something you don't see every single day on some of these trucks, particularly trucks that are this new that spent most of their life as actual over-the-road trucks. And it's a screw head. It's one of those self-tapping screws. Just poking right through it this way. And then when I look on the back side, I see that at some point in time, and these guys have many terminals. They have like 13 terminals. Numerous trucks at each terminal. They run hundreds of trucks. So somebody at one of these shops decided to just tap right from the back side and attach their wire that way, I guess is what that is. So we're going to reroute that wire, and we're going to add this to the list of body work that needs to happen on this truck here. All right, now we got this sleeper door here on the driver's side, and I noticed immediately when I first walked around the truck that this was pushed way in right here, like a half inch possibly, at least a quarter inch, at very least. And it from one or more instances of somebody palming this and pushing it hard to get it closed, and it had just caved this in, and it was obvious. So what I did was I took off this inside panel. You see it laying there. That way I could get to everything I needed to get to and shove it out from this side. And you want to be careful when you do stuff like that. You shove it out too far, and then you've got this big outie sticking out that now you have to try and beat back in. I mean, it can become a mess. So I took it kind of easy, but I got the heavy part of the damage out. So yeah, we've got a few little dents and dings where I was using a shrinking hammer and stuff like that. But for the most part, this is straightened out enough now where I can just do basic body work on it. All right, well, we got all the body work done up front and all the sanding and scratching done up front that we need to have done. Most of it's done over the entire truck. I mean, the truck is basically ready to go. I have a little bit more body work to finish up on the back, but I'm running out of daylight and I want to get these fenders in primer so they can get put in blue paint tomorrow, and that'll keep me on schedule. All right, so it's the next day here. I got these fenders, got the bodywork all done yesterday. Got them in primer yesterday, wet sanding primer. And then I got them all sanded here this morning. And now I'm going to go ahead and get these fenders in regular epoxy primer. And while that epoxy primer sits this afternoon, I'm going to finish up what little body work I got going on. And I'm going to get all of that body work in primer as well. And I'm going to get this chassis in primer. And once all that stuff's in primer, I'm going to go ahead and shoot these fenders blue. All right, now I've got everything sanded, everything finished out completely, all blown off and ready to go. First thing I'm going to do is get wet sanding primer on all of the body work and on the sides of the truck. And I'm going to then get black primer on the chassis. And then I'm going to go ahead and get some blue paint on the fenders. Okay, now one of the things that we're going to be doing on this truck is one of the things that I do on all of the every truck that comes through here, in fact, but especially these guys' trucks, because they're taking them to an auction. So they want them to be nice. That's the whole reason they brought them to me, was so all this stuff is fixed. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to worry about it. They don't have to go through the truck and nitpick themselves. They know it's just getting taken care of. And that's why they keep bringing them to me. So part of that is I peek under the hood. I see if these stoppers right here are loose and sloppy, or if they need any repair, and oftentimes they do, or if this cable right here has pulled through the bracing, that it goes all the way through there, and oftentimes that's the case. And in this particular case, that is the case. You can see, or maybe you can't, but it's starting to pull through. It's nothing drastic, but it is starting to pull through. So I've already got slack on the line here. I did that by putting a sawhorse down there. You can see it down there beneath the grill. I've got a sawhorse across there. And so now I'm going to get up in there. I'm going to take that out, that whole center bolt out, straighten it out because it's bent, and then fiberglass that bottom hole up. And then I'll put it all back together. Okay, now I'm down inside the hood here, standing on a board, as you can see. This kind of soaks up all my weight and allows me to go ahead and put this little ladder in here without causing any damage to the grill. So I run about 162 to 170 pounds at the most, so I can get away with stuff like this. And anyway, I'm inside the hood now, and I've taken the bolt out of the center, and as you can see, like I said, it's bent. And you can see what that does. This isn't an extreme version, but it does need attended to. I mean, like I mentioned, they're looking to take these to an auction, and they want them to be as solid and foolproof as they can when they get there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cordless drill with a 2-inch roll-lock disc on it. This is probably 36 grit. I run 24 and 36. I don't run anything finer than that. And I'm going to go ahead and come up under here, grind all this out, and not grind it out like I'm doing an inlay style repair, but just grind it out and prep it. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a good sturdy repair on this. And then after that cures out, I'm going to go ahead and drill the hole and stab the bolt back in it. And in the meantime, I'm going to take this off this cable here, and I'm going to take it over to the vise, and I'm going to straighten it all out. Just like that. You can see I prepped all the way around it, all the way through that little groove, all the way around the front here. All right, so I've got this repair all laid out, and I've given it some time. And of course I put some tape over it like I always do to keep everything good and level. As you can see, we got a good layer. This is probably 3 or 4 layers thick. Under here is as many as 5 or more. I didn't count, but I put a bunch of fiberglass under here. That's good and thick there. And so at this point I'll go ahead and drill that hole all the way out. And then I'll put this pin that's been straightened out back in it. And then I'll hook the cable back up. Good to go. Okay, holes drilled. We'll go ahead and put this guy back in, like so. Now I'll go ahead and get the nut on there and get the cable on there. And now I've got it all together, all straightened out, strengthened. This is probably 3 times thicker than it ever was even when it was stock. This little rib right here has been filled completely in, so it makes like a bar of fiberglass across there. So this is good and sturdy now. And now that this is done, I'm gonna get all my tools and all my implements cleaned up and get back to the show. All right, well, here it is bright and early the next day. I got the fender shot yesterday, got all my priming done yesterday like I wanted to. And now here this morning, the first thing I'm gonna do is segregate the fenders from the rest of the truck with vinyl tape. The crew's gonna be here any minute, and then we're gonna go ahead and mask these fenders up, sand everything else on this truck from front to back and top to bottom, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try and get the black paint on the chassis and the white paint on the truck today. All right, got everything sanded, front to back, top to bottom. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get some primer mixed up. All right, now everything is primed, cured out, ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some paint, get some paint on this guy. All right, well, here it is first thing the next morning. I've walked around it. It looks like it turned out pretty good. The crew's going to be in here any minute. We're going to go ahead and get this guy unmasked, get it all put back together. But first, before we do anything else, as usual, I'm going to go ahead and unmask these fenders before I do anything else. All right, well, that went pretty well. Crew's gonna walk through the door here any minute. We're gonna go ahead and finish unmasking, get this guy put completely back together today, and even get it replaced today with another truck. This beast right here. Well, all right. Looks like this one's about wrapped up. Let's go ahead and walk around it and have us a look. All right. This is a 2007 Kenworth W900. Belongs to the same company that I've done all these other trucks for, same color scheme. This would be the, I don't know, 8th one, 9th one, something like that. First sleeper truck I've done for them. When it showed up, it had some pretty standard damage, some cracks in the hood, and some dents and dings in the doors. And this side had quite a few dents. This side was actually covered in dents. It must have seen some hail. The back was covered in dents, but they all are. And as you can see, there's not a single dent in it, or a hint that there ever was one. Sandblasted the chassis, double primed it, double coated it. We even got the hubs. Got in there and got all the details. Nice and shiny. And again, you can't see where this was ever dented. This side had some dings. This door was caved in. You know, you hear me say caved in a lot. When I say caved in, I mean anything that's been pushed in at least a half an inch. And that's what this was. This was pushed way in. I had to take the inside of this door off, the inside of this off, shove it all back out, do some metal straightening, and then I did the body work, and now it looks great. Can't tell anything was ever wrong with it. No dents or dings in the side of the doors. Gloss came out good. Turned out sharp. This one's headed to the auction near Bandimere Speedway in Colorado. Should be there before too long. Well, all right, gang. This one's in the books. I'm going to go ahead and get it pulled outside. Its owners will be here before too long. And the next one I'm pulling in, just look at all that rust. And this is a hard working old truck right here. So can we wake up this sleeping giant? Well, I guess you'll have to wait for the next video to answer that question. And that guy seems like he's going to be a bit of a handful. Hey, if you like this video, you should just take the time to hit the like button. It's going to help me grow my channel. And if you want to see more of what goes on around here, you should check me out on Facebook at Flash Industrial Painting. And if you want to see more videos like this, or domestic auto body, or gardening, or art, or any of the many things we do around here, you might as well just take the time to hit the subscribe button while you're at it then, because, you know, we always got something going on. We'll see you guys around.